What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Jake Shavink here, and today we are diving into the film room to take a look at whether or not Chiefs rookie receiver Rashee Rice might actually be ascending to wide receiver 1 in the offense. Now, Rice has had an impressive rookie season to this point, 26 catches, 305 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and a very impressive 2.56 yards per route run. But in this film room, we're going to take a look at the two traits that he showed in abundance in college that have translated big time to the NFL. And it's really why his production has been so good to this point. So off to the film room, let's take a look at Rashee Rice's rookie season so far. All right, guys, so we're going to the film room, taking a look at Rashee Rice. So a few things. We're going to go through the route running first, handling man coverage and press coverage. We'll talk about then his really impressive traits after that. So we'll start with how he handles contact in the stem. Like right now, I don't think this is a bad blaze out against the Lions. Right, sinking the hips at the route break is pretty efficient as well. Just again, contact there once he breaks in tight coverage causes him not to be open. Mahomes isn't really looking his way there and has to enter scramble drill mode. Against Chicago, right, we're running a whip route, gets contacted here at the top, right? Obviously that affects the route, but you can see it's just not, doesn't have like exceptional burst or explosiveness when he's running these quick routes. And again, against tight man coverage where you're not combative with your hands. Right here, he gets swallowed up, a little catch technique in man coverage, and just doesn't ever, get to the point where he's established good leverage on this route. Right, the defender's in the hip pocket the entire time, and he's not open. Right, and so now he's run good routes, and this one again, he does a good job getting vertical and stacking, and then there's the hand uses at the top of the route. So right, he has adapted. Right, there are positive reps against man coverage like this one where you separate right there at the top of your route like he did. Now, on a linebacker, this is a lot easier, but I think Rice does a good job. Pad levels low, right? We're selling this as a vertical route, right? Stay efficient through the route break, and Mahomes finds him over the middle of the field. So again, successful there. A lot of this is in the slot, but now you see him adapting right here against Byron Murphy in coverage against the Vikings. What do we see? Gain ground. Work through with your hands. Great job. Squaring up and getting off of contact with good hand usage. Mahomes is going to put that on the money for you, and we've got ourselves a touchdown. Right? Now here, contact in the stem. Use it, right? Lean and work through the break point to give yourself a little bit of leverage at the top of this route, and he does so, but he also does a good job working back to the ball. That's a really effective tactic against tighter coverage. Once again, adapting, right? Again, in the Denver game here, watch his right arm right there, push off right there as soon as he's getting contacted. That gives him enough separation, and now we're off to the races. So, yes, man coverage and press coverage have caused him some problems before, but you see him adapting right now, and that's really, really good stuff. Now, as a blocker, right over here, he matters to this Chiefs offense as a blocker, and that's very clear to this point. Right, you look at this one here, watch, against Chicago linebacker, boom, really good contact and good sustainment of the block, and just really turns him away from the play on a Pacheco big run there. He is crucial to that explosive play for the Chiefs. Once again here, again, this is good. Everybody's working to outside. Sky Moore has to cut this back in. This is not on any of the blockers. This is a good job by Rice and company. Moore has to have better vision than that to cut back. Here, he's tasked with the end man on the line here. Just got to down block, seal, and take him out of this play. Digs him out. Good job there. And Pacheco does the rest on a pretty decent run. And then, once again on the end man, he's taking two guys out of the play. Now, they kind of crashed early. It's not a good angle for either of them. But no backside pursuit will be occurring because he takes both of them out of the play. So he is effective as a blocker. That's definitely a draw for his game. But now it's the bread and butter. The two traits that matter for Rashee Rice, his zone feel and awareness, right? Finding space. He hunts for space against zone coverage. He's very successful at doing so, right? How successful we're talking? He was 4th last year in the FBS in yards per route run against zone coverage, 3.85. This season, right, he is 1st in the NFL in yards per route run against zone coverage, 4.28. That's higher than Tyreek Hill at 4.21. Why is that? Well, let's get into it here, right? This route seems like it might be a sit route, it might be this little curl route here, or it might have been working across the field. But what he notices is all this space behind him. So I'll just work to it, right? So many guys in traffic, just work to open space. And this is the result you get for guys who have tremendous zone awareness. You're going to create plays. You're going to open windows for your quarterback. That's extremely helpful. There are plenty of receivers in the league who just run their routes into coverage, run their routes into defenders because that's what the route is supposed to be. Not many guys, the elite ones though, adjust, and they make those adjustments based on the coverage they're seeing. This is a nice little curl route, easy one in space, right? With the backup quarterback in for Kansas City. 2 in a row here against the Jets that are really, really impressive. Okay. Simple. We're just running mesh here, right? Nothing too crazy. But what does Rice do? Right? He sits down. He sees Mahomes is potentially going to enter scramble mode. So what do? Right? We see the defender here. He sees this. He's like, all right, Mahomes is going to scramble. All right, perfect. I'll work to the open space. I will hunt for open space. Mahomes doesn't get it to him. Don't fret. Here we go again. Right? This route, it's supposed to be sitting down here. But what does he do, right? Mahomes is already in scramble mode. Work to the open space, wherever it is, and help the quarterback out. Cannot overstate how important this is as a receiver. And Rice is doing this at a high level every time, right? This is flat and a corner route. What does Rice do? Doesn't have to be a corner route. Turn with an abundance of space back here. Don't run to the pylon and reduce the amount of area that Mahomes can throw this. Sit down on this, right? And use all this to your advantage to potentially wall off defenders. He doesn't need to necessarily, but he lets Mahomes give him that ball to the back of the end zone, and we've got ourselves another touchdown. Right? It's honestly that simple. And now we look at how his success rate against zone also turns into some big plays because of what he can do after the catch, right? This is a nice little levels route here with Kelsey running a little bit of a shorter in, and then you have sort of an in or a basic dig, whatever you want to call it, for Rice. After the catch, is he the most explosive player? No. But what he does on a lot of these routes, especially this one and a few others we're going to talk about, is how he attacks in transition, turning into a runner after the catch. Here, again, we're finding perfect spots in zone, and Mahomes knows this, and he's already throwing the ball, right, as Rice is sitting down, because Mahomes already trusts that Rice is going to be open against zone coverage. And look at that. Rice, as he's receiving the ball, where is he? He's already turning upfield. He's already looking to make a big play after the catch, right? So he hunts open space against zone, and he's hunting big plays after the catch. Another one against Detroit, right? Sit down. This might be a jerk route. I think it is. But also, he's obviously sees Mahomes scrambling, works to open space, and boom, we're off to the races after the catch again, creating a big play. Against Chicago, we saw quite a few of these, right? Sit down. He's already opening. But what he doesn't do is he doesn't fully turn back to Mahomes, right? He's almost at an angle. So as he catches it, look at that right foot. He's already in the ground and he's moving, right? Like he's already on attack mode, and the catch to attack transition is really smooth with him. Look at this. The ball is halfway here. Look at his right leg. He's already setting himself up to explode off that right foot and attack post catch. Now, there were a lot of guys in the area, but we make that first man miss the linebacker and pick up about 5 yards after the catch there. Once again, here we go again. Guys dropping into zone coverage. He's wide open. Look at as he's catching this ball. The feet are moving, right? This isn't sit down. Oh, I've caught it, right? I'm not moving, and now I have to turn and make a play. No, he's setting himself up for post-catch success because of how he positions himself before the ball arrives. Against the Jets at the bottom, what else do you have to do after the catch, right? This time he does fully turn back, but what does he need to do? How about just make the first man miss and Sauce Gardner in space, right? Exactly what you need to be doing. Another one against the Jets right here in the slot, the number 3, open up, but look at what he does when he opens up, right? He isn't fully turning back to the line of scrimmage, right? He's almost in what you would look at corners in like side saddle technique, right? Where look at it, the ball has arrived and he's planted and pushed off that right foot already. Catch to attack transition. He made the first guy miss because of that, because he was ready, and then the second guy misses as well. So that's 2 defenders that he makes miss a tackle. The first one, though, is key because of what he does and how he attacks post-catch. Simple flat route here against Minnesota. But what do you do after catch? Look at that. Look at he's already got the plant foot down as the ball arrives. So then he opens up, right? He can go whichever direction he needs to after the catch, make the first defender miss. That's all you need to do, right? So, and then a nice little flare here for the dramatic, almost, you could say. Little screen, right? Post catch, what else can you do? Boom. Drop the pads. How about run over a guy after the catch? So Rashee Rice, you see it, right? You see his awareness against zone coverage, the zone feel that he has, that really opens up plays when, with Mahomes in sort of that second reaction mode. You see the catch to attack transition is so efficient. It allows him to pick up extra yardage after the catch, and he can make that first man miss. He can drop the pads and force some missed tackles. So Rashee Rice, is he emerging as the Chiefs receiver 1? With what's on the roster right now, yeah. Barring some, crazy trade for DeAndre Hopkins, Rice is their wide receiver 1, right? As long as you don't count Kelsey, who's, you can technically tight end, whatever, what have you. But Rice, because of what he can do, because of the feel he has, because of the trust he's already building with Mahomes, the second half of the season could be really big for Rashee Rice, and I'm excited to see how he does. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Rashee Rice. If you did, throw a like down there, subscribe if you're new. Plenty more film room content coming soon on the channel. I will catch you guys in the next video. Farewell.